Hi, my name is Alex Moore, and I'm doing my presentation on the Chat Foundation. The Chat Foundation is a charity centered in Chattanooga, Tennessee that run a variety of programs centered around helping out the homeless population in Chattanooga. A few of these include organizing fundraisers and drives and stuff like that, as well as providing homes and clothing for the homeless community. The biggest one of these actually though is the community kitchen, in which people are constantly giving out food and stuff like that each day. So to talk more about the community kitchen, it is open 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. During these times, volunteers help serve food to anyone who comes during these times. When the kitchen is closed to the public, the rest of the time is spent preparing meals for the next feeding time. Chat Foundation does not stop at the community kitchen and offers other programs as well, like I was talking about earlier with the like providing homes and help build homes and stuff like that. Some other programs that the Chat Foundation includes is housing for low income or homeless individuals. Chat Foundation also organizes fundraisers span from collecting food for the kitchen to clothes for those in their care. The organization is dedicated to wiping out homelessness in Chattanooga. Another big part of their program is actually helping build homes and facilitate that and raising money to help build new homes for the homeless people in Chattanooga. Some of the incentives for the Chat Foundation, to be honest, this is where they kind of lack a lot of those. It is a charity, so it relies on volunteers and the kindness of others. One incentive that I could find was you can basically volunteer at the Chat Foundation if you have like basically any court-ordered volunteer hours that need to be maintained. You could do that as well. This also applies for not court-ordered things, like maybe like you have a presentation for school or something like that. You can go to the Chat Foundation and get hours that way. Also, another small thing is if you do donate to them, you do get like some tax breaks and stuff like that. But the biggest incentive when it comes to the Chat Foundation is kind of just helping out your community, especially as someone who has lived here their entire life. It's a very rewarding process and just a really good time. So when it comes to evaluating the efficacy of the Chat Foundation, it gets a little hard when we're talking about something super localized. But the Chat Foundation has been fighting homelessness for years, and in that time, homelessness has only risen, not just in Chattanooga, but the country as a whole. This is especially big when you look at the COVID-19 pandemic. So yeah. From 2020 to 2021, there was an increase in homeless population by 280% in Chattanooga. That's according to the Chattanooga Times Free Press. But yeah, so the homelessness is only really going up. It has gone down a little bit recently. I think it was around 31%. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But when you look at it as a whole, it's kind of hard to actually evaluate the efficacy of everything, especially with such a complicated issue such as homelessness, where so many different public health problems and solutions kind of need to be found in order to completely eradicate it. Yes, and from 2021 to 2022, the population went from 364 individuals to 1,008, which, like I said, is just a huge jump. But once again, that kind of comes down to more the COVID-19 pandemic and people losing jobs and a lot of instability in the job market. Some proof of success, though, is that the Chat Foundation has helped hundreds of homeless people each year, whether that be giving them houses or providing clothes and stuff like that. Um, the Chat Foundation has also helped drop homelessness by 31%. Once again, I got that from the Chattanooga Times Free Press. That was that was this year in 2023, where we kind of see that decrease. Hopefully, just with the world kind of bouncing back from the COVID-19 pandemic, more jobs opening up. And then with the help of people in these foundations like the Chat Foundation, this will hopefully kind of get those numbers back down. The community kitchen serves around 300 meals a day. Just shows how much food they're actually putting out. And like I said, that doesn't include all of their programs. The Chat Foundation also provides help services to get homeless people off the street by providing homes. The few times that I personally have been to the Chat Foundation and the community kitchen and stuff like that, their housing department is full basically all the time. It's just full of people that are trying to get back on their feet, find jobs, and stuff like that. Personally, the Chat Foundation has been around for a long time and has been something that I've heard about for years and years now. I like what the foundation does a lot and support a lot of their projects. One thing I don't like, however, is while the foundation is dedicated to helping homeless people, they don't really provide any real incentives for their workers or anything like that. They are just relying on the kindness of others, which is a beautiful thing in itself, but probably doesn't ref get the numbers of people that they want to help them. And here are my sources.